Minicamp all over for the Indianapolis Colts. Frank Reich spoke to the media, had something to say about Darius Leonard and whether the back injury and the ankle injury were somehow interrelated, as we thought may have been the case yesterday. Evidently it's not. He's going to talk about that and more. Here's Frank Reich.
Finished up. I mean, it's hard to believe. Went fast, but got a lot accomplished. We talked about, we set out at the beginning, we were using this kind of illustration, the whole OTAs about, the next version of the app or the next version of the team, and that we had to accomplish certain things during this time frame in order to get to version 1.2 or 2.0, however you want to say it. And I feel like we accomplished that. I thought the guys were really locked in mentally, physically, and we got a lot done.
As you look back on these past 3 days, how beneficial was this time after missing out the past couple of years?
AC, it's unreal. I forgot how much you love this, how much you need this. We got so much done. It's amazing that you can play a season without doing this. So many details are covered. You have a chance to, when we're talking about those apps and developing a program, work out bugs and kinks, before you get into camp. So especially, new defensive system, new quarterback, have a chance to get through different iterations of things was very helpful.
Frank, what's your message to him leaving, though? It's not 6 or 7 weeks off, is it?
No, the message is, we just accomplished step one. We did a good job on step one, but there's another step before training camp starts. That's the next 6 weeks. So take care of business. That's on each one of us individually. And really, it's about just being in shape, right? We don't need him to think about football other than just get in shape.
Frank, can you get a little clarity on Darius' situation? It sounds like yesterday he said that the two might be connected, and then the back surgery might alleviate some pain in the ankle, but this is important. And is there anything more that you have learned or that we can hear?
No, that's a good question. And my understanding from talking to the trainers is, at one level, yes, everything's connected at some level or another. But my conversation with the trainers was maybe some connect, but they're different injuries. Is there some connection? Honestly, I didn't go that far into it with them at the time of that discussion. But so I'll need to talk to them to get further clarity of what level of connection, if any, there is.
So the ankle, as you understand it, is it okay? Do you think it's going to be a problem going forward?
I think there's ankle, calf. I think it's the whole thing, right? Just Darius continue to rehab that and strengthen it. And my guess is now with the back issue cleared up, that the work that he does will actually take effect. My general understanding is that with what was going on, maybe that could have slowed down some of that other rehab.
Okay. Frank, you guys have mentioned you and Chris just evaluating the wideouts a bunch this offseason and this time especially. From what you've seen, you feel good about that group, or do you guys think you need to make a better move there?
I feel really good about the group. Young guys look big, strong, and fast. I'll leave it up to Chris. We'll have discussions with Chris if we're going to make any other moves. I just know this, that the guys that were here, they performed very well.
Frank, we saw a couple more.
Matt was unbelievable, did a great job. Great command. Really, A to Z. He did everything right. Just great leadership, great play. Just the whole way took command. Great collaborating as an offensive staff with him to kind of work in and nuance some of the things that we do to kind of suit him and his style, and kind of get to learn a few things about him and pick his brain about things he did and what are the favorite things you did in Atlanta. Let's see if we can incorporate a few of those things that kind of fit with us. So we got a lot of that done over the last number of weeks.
Frank, is there a chance of Ryan Kelly playing right guard? We saw him at right guard a couple times this week.
No, there's really no plan for that at this point. It's just more cross-training everybody. You got to cross-train everybody. One thing you learn in this business is you got to have guys that can play center. So a lot of that is just getting other guys on the O-line work at center and put Ryan at that next default position. So
kind of that cross-training. We've seen Nyheim Hines working some more with receivers in the slot. Is that just to expand his role or just maximize what he brings?
Yeah, it's just we've done that before, probably a little bit more during this OTAs. Just wanting to test his limits. How much can he do? We always try to get him involved in the pass game anyway, but give him a little bit more work at receiver. during a time when this is more of a pass camp. This is more of a pass camp than it is anything. So good opportunity for him to get that cross training.
Okay, thanks. That's Frank Reich doing his minicamp wrap. Next time we hear from him, it's going to be from training camp. Coming up on this channel, we're going to have a minicamp wrap up, and then following that on the Callin app, you got to download the Callin app. We're going to talk, you and I, we're going to talk about the Colts, what they look like, what we saw at minicamp, and what your hopes are for the 2022 season.